Welcome to Cos Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. I am still RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com. And this is our second show of the night. So we're doing a back-to-back double header. They're both about crowdfunded comics on our favorite platform, Indiegogo. So please welcome with me tonight to the show, Mr. Nicholas Geer. Nicholas, how you doing today?
Doing good.
Good. So we were talking before the show that RJ kind of messed things up a little bit. This book is, even though it's got the iconic Relentless Tin Soldier on the cover, this is Final Boss by Tyler Kirkham, and this is the exclusive cover that your character is on. So tell us a little bit about how this came to be a thing.
That was one of Tyler's perks on his campaign, is that you could back it and get an exclusive cover. And I reached out to Tyler and talked to him and just said, hey, I'd like to do this, but I'd like to feature my character. He's like, yeah, that's great. And so we come up with a design and got an artist, which is Eric Nelantowski of Shadow Sentry, and just turned out great.
So this is the Final Boss book. This is the cover that you got to select for it. And you get to basically kind of distribute this book then.
Right. It's limited to a 100 copy print run.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's, and 10% of them are gone basically, folks. So 6%. No, closer to 10 because you're keeping 10 back for yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would do the same thing. So there's only 90 books in this. This is a very limited campaign. This is you don't have a goal because they're done, right? I mean, you're trying to just kind of get your money back on probably what you spent, which I'm guessing was less than $500, but I don't know. It's none of my business what the perk was. But you're over halfway to goal, and you've been 5 days?
Yeah.
So this is a finished book, finished product. You've got them in a box already, I'm guessing, and now it's just a matter of getting them into the hands of people. And you're actually going to sell the original cover art while you're at it.
Right. I think that's actually pretty cool. The original cover art that he sold on his campaign sold for $2,000. So this is, a limited print run of only 100, and the cover, I'm selling it for a lot cheaper than that. And his is already sold.
So have you read the book?
I haven't. It's I think he's planning on fulfilling in October, I believe. His book complete. He's 100% complete with it. He's just still, working on the funding and everything.
Okay. So, but it's going to be a fight. Now his is a hero character and yours is a hero character, and you're in that typical, when heroes first meet, let's fight kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is super cool. So, this is Eric Nelantowski. Yeah. This is
he's a great artist. Yeah, he does Shadow Sentry, which is funding on Indiegogo now as well. Well, it's in demand.
I have seen that. I've seen his name thrown around Twitter a lot in the comics creation circles. And Tyler's going to sign each one of these with a certificate of authenticity. So
Right.
Well, I guess you're not going to sign them, but is Eric going to sign the covers, or are you working something out with him to do that?
No, I hadn't talked to him about that at all. I mean, I would sign the covers if people reached out to me and wanted me to, but I don't intend to unless somebody asked me to.
I understand. Yeah, because like your character's there, but if you didn't write the story, you didn't draw the cover.
Right.
It's kind of like having Stan Lee sign an issue of Spider-Man that that J.M. Straczynski wrote and J. Scott Campbell drew. It wouldn't really make sense.
Right.
You do got link to your Relentless Tin Soldier, so I'm going to kind of bring that up alongside here. We'll pop back and forth to remind people about
You
both
hadn't
campaigns.
shared the screen to the other one yet.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at this the whole time, thinking I got it. That's the problem with two monitors that aren't side by side, but are at an angle. You tend to look away from the show, which is right here.
Yeah.
I've done that more times than I care to count. So this is the this is the page I've been talking about, folks. This is the page that if you look below the video, you can click the link and get your 1 of 100 only, and technically less than that. Only 1 of 90 that's going to be in distribution publicly. So that's a pretty limited print run. That's sort of like when you go to your big chain comic shops and they've done a special this store only
retailer
kind of
variant
thing.
or
Yeah, exactly. And for $25, you'd pay a lot more in a store for the store only variant covers. Certainly if you were not a customer of the store and you were trying to get it from across the country or something.
right.
So get that. And again, if you want the pencils of this original artwork, that is also up for sale. $750 by Eric Nienoltowski. So be sure to get in on it, because this is classic pulp style. I mean, this is you draw a diagonal line from top left to lower right. It bisects both the main characters. That's how you're supposed to draw a comic cover. You draw attention to both characters that way. Eric knows this, and Eric knows what he's doing. So you'll be getting a really cool cover here. I'm going to bring up both the campaigns actually, but I'm going to focus more. This is the final boss graphic novel that you're getting the alternate cover for here.
Right.
What's the story like? Well, let's see. He acted at $52,426 and still going. So that speaks for itself. And you can click on that link once you're in. But you've been working on the Relentless Tin Soldier, and everybody's been commenting about how cool and iconic the character looks.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I'm excited about it.
And you even got I thought, I mean, this Shelby Robertson Action 1 tribute comic here is probably the image that everyone just sees when they think of the Relentless Tin Soldier.
I
thought you had a
That's still my favorite image. Yeah, it's at the top.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah, I've kind of got it. It's right there.
Yeah,
and the original art for that's for sale too.
Ooh.
And it's down at the bottom. It's $500.
That's a deal. A Billy Tucci cover for $500.
Yeah, this is the character's first appearance, and I mean, if he ever goes anywhere, it might be worth some money.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're original art collectors and you want Billy Tucci and the first appearance of a character, right here, this is the tier to get into. Now this is a cool looking picture here. I don't know if it's bigger down the page or not, but the Mandy War concept art, that's some serious detail on that.
Yeah, that's an 11x17, and that's one of the original pieces when we were designing the character. I had I gave the artist the description of the character, and he come up with that, and it's got Minnesota in the background, because that's where he's based out of.
So yeah, he's actually he's not a metropolitan swing from the skyscrapers hero. He's kind of very small town.
Well, he's in Minneapolis, but yeah, he's not flying nowhere, swinging from building to building or nothing.
Yeah, and suburbs of Minneapolis aren't like suburbs of New York. It's
Right.
it's picket fences and farmlands and everything like that.
Well, I figured New York had enough heroes.
Yeah, they do. There's an overabundance of them. New York has enough heroes and it has enough comic book publishers. Let's publish them from other places. So why'd you pick Minneapolis to base him out of?
Honestly, because I'm a big hockey fan, and that's kind of a central hockey area, and I wanted snow to be able to be drawn into my comics and stuff because I'm from Texas and we don't
I
get
was going
much
to say,
snow
you
here.
don't sound Minneapolis.
Yeah, I'm not.
I was going to guess Tennessee, but Minneapolis is, or Texas definitely in there. You've got some very cool prints here. This American people who are collectors of heroes and flags. I think the Superman flag covers are some of the more sought after collectible issues of the Golden Age runs and the Silver Age runs. Enough so that the Overstreet Guide actually marks them flag cover for those collectors to find them. And then you got a print from Andy Smith, who has just sort of recently entered into the crowdfunding arena.
Yeah, so that print is a giveaway for everybody that signed up for the campaign before it launched, and it's going to go out to everybody that signed up and backed.
So how close are you to having this one ready to go to printers? I mean, it's still in demand, but
it's completely done.
Oh, yeah,
the Relentless Soldier is completely done. It's yes, and I'm gonna take it out of demand September 26th, and that way I've got everything in line, can send it off, get the exact numbers I need.
Very cool. Now, I know that you haven't crossed the stretch goal limit for some of these, but I got to ask, how'd you pull that off? That crossover with the Turtles?
It's a giveaway, so I'm not making any money off of it or anything like that. So I don't think I have to have any licensing or anything for it. There's no profit being made off of it. Yeah,
it's just
art.
fan art,
and that's kind of got like a secret meaning to it. If you look at that house in the background, that's the house from the Purple Rain movie, which is based in Minneapolis. And if you notice, the rain's kind of purple, and
the lightning certainly is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very cool. So were you a big Turtles fan? You just had to I want to see a Turtles picture.
I'm a huge I think I was into the Turtles way before I was ever into superheroes or anything.
A lot of people were. Turtles are a gateway drug to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so you are actually part of the Starcross family then of books.
Yeah, so Relentless Tin Soldier is going to be published and distributed by Starcross Comics after the Indiegogo is fulfilled, but it's going to be. This is the only time the first print's going to be done, and the first print's going to have a back cover by Graham Nolan, that sketch, and then all the distributed through Starcross will have a Starcross ad. So you can only get the first print here on the campaign.
Yeah, and that was I just passed that up here there. So that's going to be the back cover, this Graham Nolan sketch cover here. Not a sketch cover,
but only on the first print.
That's how you'll know whether or not you're getting the Indiegogo exclusive run, or if you're getting one of the more mass-produced first issues through Starcross. So how did you get hooked up?
So
with
all
Starcross?
those issues. Joe Spicer, me and Joe Spicer hooked up, and we're just talking, and I just asked him, hey, would y'all be interested in publishing this book? And he said, yeah, the book looks great, and we just we started working on stuff, and we've got several things coming out. So pretty excited about it.
Now, one of the things that being published through Starcross tells me is that you're going to be pretty much a book that can be read by all ages. It may not be religious like a lot of their other books are, but it's certainly not going to be mature.
I'd say 13. I mean, there's a couple panels in there where somebody's getting shot but it's not vulgar in any way.
People got shot all the time in the 70s and 80s when nobody needed a rating system for a comic. It was I read Jonah Hex and Sergeant Rock all the time.
Yeah. So it's not vulgar. It's not TNA. It's So I think it's for most audiences. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the classic superhero storytelling. Now, I like the fact that he's the Tin Soldier, and what's this villainous character coming out of the bank that's exploding behind him? It's dressed classically like a Tin Soldier, and I believe this is the origin
Yeah. So
sequence of the character you're showing.
It's part of it. It leads to it.
So what are his I mean, obviously he's strong. He looks like he's made out of metal.
Yeah. So he's basically gonna have a Colossus power set. He's gonna be a little bit stronger than Colossus. His origin story and how he got his powers and all that's gonna be completely different. But his power set's gonna be pretty similar.
So you've got I want to say the Tucci cover is going to be color, right?
It is. I put that on there, and I was going to update it with the colored, and then you can't change it after you put that on there.
No, well, as soon as somebody
So
claims
once
it, I can't know.
Yeah.
If it was still 0, you could
So
change
it is colored.
Yeah. Although black and white covers are collectible, and you've also got a 6-pack here for folks who might be a retailer. You want to get some in your store.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, Amanda B is in the chat. Welcome, Amanda B. Like to see faces of people I know who I don't see that often. And again, you were I guess a backer. Well, here is the campaign that you backed for Final Boss. Both
right.
They all got the. Where I'm looking for the. Okay, so I guess it's like the retail. Oh, there it is. Retailer exclusive cover. You purchased one of those, and because you did that, you've got this cover that you designed for Final Boss that features your character on it. So
yeah, and Eric nailed that cover. I think
investment.
he did an amazing job. Yeah, it's I want to reach as many audiences as I can with my character. And, Tyler's got a completely different audience than I've been marketing to already, and so I just want to get as a big audience as possible.
This is really it's a smart investment in marketing because there's a lot of people who want Final Boss. We saw that that was a hugely successful campaign, and if people are completists, they're like, oh, I didn't get all the covers. There's this one over here. So the Final Boss collectors are going to want this. The people who are going to start getting into the Relentless Tin Soldier, who want to get into that first appearance kind of mindset, then they're going to want to come get this book as well. Which one's going to come out first, Nicholas? Is this book going to come out before Tin Soldier 1, or are you going to kind of simultaneously?
The Tin Soldier. The Tin Soldier is going to be fulfilled in November, and I believe he's fulfilling in December. Or my book will come out first.
Okay, yeah, you've got control over that. Even if you get these books tomorrow, you can hold on to them.
Yeah,
because the last thing you want is some confusion in the marketplace. What's the real first appearance of?
Right.
Well, you can always claim both. That's what DC did with Punchline.
Yeah,
they put her in 2 books the same week. I'm like, what, really?
Yeah.
So what other plans do you have for your character? I mean, other than an ongoing series of books, I'm obviously it's going to be the case. He's going to be in a running series. But are you looking at the shirt and toy line kind of thing, or are you just focused on the books right now?
I'm definitely focused on the books and marketing them as much as possible. It would be awesome to actually have an action figure. I'm actually having a 3D model done of them right now. Should be done in a week or so.
Yeah, those 3D printing has revolutionized how we can get our toys. I kind of laughed when, and this dates it back, back when 3D printers were like super expensive, and they had one in the lab on The Big Bang Theory, and what they do, they made action figures of themselves. But now it's like, they're more affordable. Almost anybody can get a 3D printer. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I had it. I've got no skill at that kind of thing. But I'd be printing out blobs. It's like look, it's a ball of plastic. I made this. But yeah, if you can get somebody to develop, like if you could expand that picture out to where you could get the feet into it and the car itself and just put it on a base, that would look freaking awesome as a 3D print.
Would. They have a Superman statue like that.
Well, there you go. You can scan that and just draw the rest on. And I know that they've got scanners because I actually do have a 3D print of myself somewhere lost that I'll never see again, I'm sure, because it was only like, an inch high. But I went to a convention, science fiction convention, and they had one there for demo, and you paid, $25 and you stood still and the thing went around you 3 times and, you don't blink, you don't move. And then, 17 hours later, you come back and it's printed this little thing. And I had it painted to look like me and everything. I want my figure. I don't know where it's at. It's in a drawer somewhere. But yeah, you could get that statue and just scan it and tweak it with some paint, and there you go. But I'm always
Shelby did an amazing job with that cover.
Yeah, they're both amazing covers. So I'm sure you got a perk here to get both covers.
I do.
It's up here.
It's up. I think it's the featured perk up at the top. There
you go. That makes perfect sense. Because Tucci's cover, Billy's cover, Tucci. That sounds so formal. He's taken that Leonardo da Vinci pose. I forget the name of the sketch, but yeah, where the guy's standing in the circle. That's that sketch. It's very cool looking. Now he's standing triumphantly over a bunch of people whose butts he just kicked.
That one guy's face at the bottom cracks me up.
Yeah, his face is pretty cracked up too. Is this character's power set? I know you said it's a Colossus power set. Colossus can turn it on and off. Can he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so he can go back to being a guy.
Yeah. So his day job, I guess you'd say, is he's a police officer for Minneapolis, and of course he's not going to walk around in this form all the time.
But does he walk around in that costume all the time?
That's comic books.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't know
it's underneath the uniform.
If he's a cop, is his identity public, or at least public to the police force? Do they know, hey, we've got the Relentless 10 soldier on the force?
Yeah, it's public to a select few.
Okay, so he shows up at a crime. He's got the most confident partner in the world. It's like, I'm not going to get shot. I'll just stand behind him.
Right.
So this is your first venture into comics, and you're taking a big bold step here with the investments that you've made, the names you're getting to draw your covers. What prompted you to develop this character and to go into it so big right off the get-go?
I've always wanted to have my own superhero and write my own comic and have it produced. And I found Billy Tucci's channel a long time ago, before I got into the Indiegogo or anything like that. And I was watching his channel, and it just gave me more and more confidence to do it. And I started writing it and getting the design down. And the more I did, I reached out to Billy, said, "Hey, can I get a cover from you?" He was super quick to say, "Yeah." So Billy's amazing. I can't ask for somebody better to do a cover for me. And of course, I used Billy's name to get all these other people. Like, I reached out to Shelby and said, "Hey, Billy's doing a cover for me. Would you do a cover for me?" "Oh, yeah, sure." And then I reached out to Graham Nolan and Andy Smith.
Yeah, well, they'll all do it if you pay them to do the artwork. And
yeah,
it's like if you've got one from somebody else, then it's like, oh, he does pay. I will do. So So you're the writer on the series, and you got Sika Murti to do the interior artwork. Where did you find where'd you find Sika at?
I found him on a Facebook group, and I actually started this, like I said, before I found crowdfunding and everything. And my original thought was I'll produce the book and I'll have it done and I'll submit it to Image and just hope that they take it. And then I found crowdfunding and just decided that was a better route.
Any regrets of not sending it to Image? Because I mean,
No.
crowdfunding is everyone. I'm surprised at this campaign, Nicholas, to tell you the truth, because I see your name everywhere. I see the Relentless Tin Soldier everywhere, and I'm only seeing $1,900 on here.
Well, it does have a lot of backers. Yeah, I mean, maybe a few campaigns down the road.
Yeah, because you got 30 claimed to this package. 10 of the Tucci cover alone. 29. Sorry, Billy. Apparently Shelby beat you out here. If this was a competition by 3 to 1. I'm just saying.
It's got that nostalgia feel that.
It does, man. That is the cover to get. Is that one right there?
And Shelby did the pencils, inks, colors, everything on that.
Yeah, it's that one's going to be the cover everybody. Oh, it is the cover everybody wants. But yeah, I mean
and that is only on this campaign. It's not going to be reproduced at all. There'll be no reprints, no second printings. It's only for this campaign.
So the Starcross book is going to be the
Billy Tucci cover.
The Tucci cover. So even though it says Starcross atop the top of this one here, it's not really going to be.
It'll come with the Starcross banner, and like I said, everything through the Indiegogo, the first prints will have the Graham Nolan back cover.
Yeah,
but that Shelby is only going to be through this campaign.
So maybe that's what a lot of people are thinking is that hey, I'm going to get the Shelby cover and then I'll get the Billy Tucci off the stands.
Yeah.
That's just say, hey, order me this book from Starcross, which I can see maybe is that I really did think that this was a $10,000 book when I saw it.
We're going to keep going, so
I'm a little sobered.
Hopefully, every campaign gets hopefully every campaign gets a little bit better.
Well, for those who are wanting to make sure that they get everything of the Tin Soldier, be sure to click the link to come over here and get Tyler Kirkham's Final Boss exclusive cover with the Tin Soldier on it. Again, there's only going to be 90 of these sold out in the marketplace, and then you can get the original art. I was just clicking over here to see anybody had grabbed one here. Doesn't look like anybody has done so yet, so I'm failing you, Nicholas. I'm failing to pull
That's
back.
All right. It's all exposure.
It is all exposure, and people do watch the replays. And even with Indiegogo, more so with Kickstarter, but even with Indiegogo, people do tend to wait until the last couple of days of a campaign.
Well, this one's not going to go in demand. So, Tin Soldier, my actual campaign is going to end on the 26th. I'm going to take it out of in demand. And this one's the variant cover is not going to go into demand. Whatever's left on it, I'm going to wait until after Final Boss comes out. People get it, like it, and stuff, and whatever's left, I'll probably sell on eBay at a marked up rate.
There you go. Take it to a convention too.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. I mean, you're putting all this money into promotion and exposure. Are you going to or planning to take the book to conventions?
I'm going to start once the first book's fulfilled, and that way I have some copies and stuff to take with me.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't make any sense to go to a table and have nothing there but a picture.
Right. Yeah. And that's another thing. Which with each campaign, I'll have additional stuff that I can add, as add-ons and stuff like that.
Exactly. So are you looking on the calendar already for the next campaign? Because one is done. It just needs to be printed and started fulfillment on.
Yeah, I want to fulfill everything before, and I want every book to be done before I put the campaign up. So issue 2, I've got like the artist has done like 8 or 9 pages already. The story's already wrote, but I want it to be done before I put the campaign up.
Okay, so we probably won't see that till, I'm guessing, February-ish.
Yeah. I'd say about February.
Okay.
And that's another thing with like Image Comics. Like I'd never be able to do a monthly comic, and that's kind of what they're interested in.
It is. And even if you didn't go Image and you still tried to go through like Diamond for distribution, if they don't like the book or if they don't like the numbers the first issue did, they just take you out of the catalog, and then you're out of luck. So crowdfunding has a ton of benefits. So we'll look for an Indiegogo, sometime early next year for number 2. Is this issue designed and written to be like a chapter, or is it like an adventure and then it's like come back next book for some more exciting adventures of the Relentless Tin Soldier?
This book is a complete story. I want each issue to be a self-contained story, but it's still continue. Like each issue is going to pick up where the other one left off, but this is his origin story, but it's the complete origin story. So you don't have to read, 3 or 4 books to get.
Yeah, I hate that when they drag something out that, it's.
That's okay when you're doing a monthly book.
Even with the monthly book, though, I mean, when it's obvious that this adventure, that this story takes place over the course of a couple of hours or even a night, this does not require an epic retelling of it. You can do this in a book. They did it for years. I mean, I've got decades of reading history of comics and the long boxes to prove it, where every single month, Batman fought this villain. Next month, it's a different villain. Next month, it's a different villain. Same for all the different characters. There was not this, long running plot arc. Now there were subplots. I mean, gosh, I'm thinking, in the late 80s, the whole Batman detective line was different villains every time, but there was this longer running thing about, Batman or Bruce Wayne doing the adoption thing with Jason Todd, and he was in court struggling against Nocturna, who was a female who was also putting in for the adoption bid, and suddenly it wasn't so clear cut anymore. And it was interesting to have that kind of a longer plot thread, but it wasn't the dominating one. You still felt like you got a full adventure with every issue. So I'm glad to see that that's what we're going to get here. Okay, so yeah, I thought I had another question, but I don't think I do. So I guess it'd be a good place to here bring it to a close, unless there's something that I need to touch on that I didn't bring up yet.
No, I think we hit everything.
I think we did. So at this point, I would just say, Nicholas, thank you for bringing the Relentless Tin Soldier and this exclusive cover here for Final Boss, for bringing this to our viewers. I've got to do something about these numbers. They're killing me. I'm like, this is not right. This flies in the face of what I believe. So we'll start pushing this a lot harder. Like I'm EVS or something. I'm going to push this real hard, and you'll get numbers. But I'm at least going to push it to my friends. And
hey, how many backers does it have? 79 backers for my first comic ever. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. But there was the perception that it was going to be bigger in my head, and I don't know why that was. It's like because you got all these names attached to it. How could it not be? Mm-hmm. How could it not be?
And that's something I plan to do with every issue. I want to have big names attached to it. I've got a really big name attached to issue 2 that I'm hoping everything works out. And of course, I don't want to drop it until everything's set in stone. But
I was going to say, you don't need them teamed up with turtles. You need them teamed up with a frog. But that's just how the current world works. The frog rules all. All right, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for showing up tonight. We encourage you to click on the link below this video. The first link will, take you to the campaign where you can get this exclusive cover. 1 of 100 is all there's going to be. And the other link is to share this video to your friends and family and relatives so that they can also get a look at this product and, make their own decision if they want to get in and back it. I won't ask you to like the video because if you don't like me, I can't do anything about it. And one of you doesn't like me every time anyway. Somebody always downvotes me once. Probably
at least they're watching.
Pauses. Yeah, at least they watched it. That's all I care about, really. No, that's not all I care about. What I care about is that people see you guys and your projects. That's why I do this. God knows it's not.
I really appreciate guys like you that take time out of your day to promote people. That's awesome.
It's a fulfillment thing. Not because I feel like I'm helping. I can't draw a comic. I could write one, but I don't have the wherewithal to hire an artist to do anything yet. So I'm like, well, how can I contribute? This is what I can do. I have the website that does the reviews. I have the channel that can get the information out. We started publishing now, and we've started distributing for people who are overseas and people who are actually domestic as well. So we can take care of all the shipping.
I backed Kimosabi's book, and the shipping from Australia was like $9 because they're going through y'all. And that's awesome.
Right. That's right. That's what we're helping with. We'll make a little bit of money off of that. Won't really be an electric payment, but but we're involved. I feel like we're involved. Yeah. Where's my mouse at? Usually I play this video whenever we back something, but this is it's
shake and bake, and I help.
So I feel like I helped. Everyone in the chat, appreciate you being here. We don't have a show without you. And as always, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.